Hey guys, Jim Grant here with TFBTV, and today we're taking a closer look at the latest gun to be imported by the massive arms importer and reseller, Atlantic Firearms. Now, this is the WBP Lynx AK-47 Pistol, and despite its name, it's actually based on the AKM, not the AK-47, as you can tell from its stamped receiver. But just the same, it utilizes the same long stroke, piston-driven action that makes the AK so reliable. Additionally, it utilizes the same magazines and is chambered in the same 7.62 by 39mm cartridge. For years now, the go-to AK pistol on the market has been the Draco. Now, this gun differs from the Draco in several ways, but is it enough to dethrone the Draco, and can this gun live up to its heritage of legendary Kalashnikov reliability? Let's fire some rounds downrange and find out. This new bite-sized blaster comes straight from WBP's factories in the fine nation of Poland. It includes a 10-inch barrel made by famed arms maker Radom and is hammer forged and chrome lined to protect against corrosion. The barrel is not threaded for accessories from the factory, but Atlantic Firearms sells a hand threading kit and was kind enough to thread the gun's barrel for me for the purpose of the review. They also included a J-Mac Customs tank-style brake, which was extremely effective. Despite this, the gun does ship with a functional anti-rotation plunger inside the combination front sight tower / gas block. So shooters who choose to thread their muzzle to the mil-spec 14mm left-handed thread pitch can utilize AKM muzzle devices properly and properly index them. Now, AK aficionados will notice that the gun lacks any sort of bayonet lug. It's correct for the model, since neither the SBR nor the Select Fire military versions of the gun include this feature. So American shooters aren't missing out on anything. Now, above the barrel, the Lynx features a 90-degree gas block and a full-length gas tube. Most AK pistols, like the Romanian Draco, utilize an abridged gas tube and handguard, but the Lynx utilizes a full-length gas tube and handguard, meaning it can accept any mil-spec AKM handguard. This dramatically increases the amount of aftermarket options for shooters. Speaking of which, the Lynx ships with multiple handguards, including a standard wooden set, an AK-100 series polymer lower handguard, and an aluminum railed upper handguard with an integral gas tube. So shooters who want to mount a forward optic, like a reflex sight or hollow sight, can do so without having to buy an additional optic mount. The Lynx also ships with a single translucent polymer 30-round magazine, but does not include the SB tactical brace shown. And for shooters who want to convert their Lynx pistol into an SBR, WBP includes a proper rear trunnion for an underfolding stock, and in the future may offer their special folding stock that actually accommodates the side rail. Additionally, AK collectors will be happy to know that the gun features matching serial numbers on the receiver, barrel trunnion, and the bolt carrier group, so you can make sure that your gun's all original, and any gun you buy aftermarket is fully original and not some Franken AK. Just behind the gas tube, the Lynx utilizes a slightly modified rear sight notch that is adjustable for elevation out to an optimistic 800 meters or roughly 875 yards. Up front is a windage adjustable front sight protected by two ears, like most AKs. Now, below the rear adjustable sight, the Lynx incorporates a dimpled magazine well to reduce magazine wobble with loosely spec'd magazines. And while this is great, the feature that really sets the Lynx apart from its competition is just a few inches back: a side rail. Very few AK pistols include a side rail, as it's seen as pointless on most of them. Not because the little blasters aren't accurate enough to warrant optics per se, but because acquiring a sight picture with a magnified optic on a platform that a shooter can't easily shoulder is an exercise in futility. But with the advent of a pistol brace, shooters can get a much more stable hold on their oversized handgun. With a magnified optic, shooters are no longer limited by either the short sight radius of a rifle caliber pistol or a 4 MOA dot on a reflex sight or a hollow sight. Now the only limiting factor is your own ability and the round's performance. Plus, of all the methods of attaching optics to an AK, the side rail is among the most secure and the most accurate. There are exceptions, but most dust cover mounts and many low-end railed gas tubes are effectively worthless as precision mounts. This is because the way they mount isn't really secure and it's not repeatable, almost like the Wandering Zero on the Enfield's Jungle Carbine. Thankfully, I was able to utilize the side rail on the Lynx to really test its accuracy. Utilizing its side rail, I attached a Primary Arms Gen 2 3X compact prism scope on one of the best scope mounts for AKs made, the RS Regulate AK-303 lower, and an ACOG, spelled with a K, upper mount. This ACOG upper is specifically designed to mount an ACOG-style optic as low as humanly possible. Utilizing this setup, I tested two brands of 7.62 by 39mm ammunition: Tula's 123 grain steel-cased full metal jacket and the Red Army Elite 122 grain brass case full metal jacket, the former being supplied by our ammunition sponsor below. Now, the Red Army ammo proved to be the most accurate, achieving 2.9-inch groups at 100 yards, fired from a Lehman rest. While nowhere near MOA, this is still very impressive for a relatively low velocity rifle round fired from a short barrel on a weapon whose long stroke piston action tends to make it less accurate than direct impingement firearms and manually operated ones. Now, in terms of reliability, the Lynx encountered no malfunctions of any sort with all combinations of magazines and ammunition. It ate everything I fed it and asked for more. In terms of ergonomics, you can expect standard AK ergonomics with this gun, including an oversized safety lever and the rock and lock style magazines. Now, one aspect of the Lynx I wasn't necessarily prepared for is just how loud it is. I'm aware that rifle caliber pistols tend to be very, very loud, but the Lynx is exceptionally so with the JMAC Customs tank style brake installed. So much so that I had to wear both earplugs and earmuffs to make it tolerable. My personal suggestion, have the muzzle threaded to 5/8 by 24 and install a sound suppressor like this Saker 762 from Silencer Co. provided by Silencer Shop. Now, as we just saw, this little Lynx had zero problems with reliability, was more than respectable in its accuracy, and completely outclasses the Draco in terms of modularity. I think overall, it's an incredible little handgun that offers tremendous amounts of performance, reliability, and ballistic efficacy in a package that's not only inexpensive, but also fairly handy even for those that may be suffering from disabilities. TLDR, it's a very loud AK pistol, and it's very reliable. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and of course, if you want more content, especially from me, head on over to the website and drop us some comments there to help us know that you actually care. Thanks, guys. For TFBTV, I'm Jim Grant. Catch you on the flip side.